Alright, guys, this time today we're making beer bread with not only just beer, we're going with mead, we're going with Kentucky Bourbon Ale, and also we're going to try some cider. Stick around. And what I've done is I've kept the flour and everything the same. So I got the flour, salt, baking soda, everything the same as the last recipe. The only thing I left off was sugar, because we use different sugar amounts in here. So I already got my flour and cornmeal measured out here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put different sugar amounts in. So here we're just going to, the first one we're just going to make the old standard, beer bread here. Nothing fancy with it. Nothing fancy about the beer. Plain old beer. Put that in. Get a spoon and let's mix it around. And this will be testing batch 1. To get this all good and mixed together, be just like last week, we're gonna go ahead and take it. We're gonna put it into a piping hot skillet, because you know that makes the best kind of bread. And then we're gonna make the butter. So this week I'm gonna remember to put the butter layer on the outside. So come on over and let's get it in the oven. Just like always, what makes the best bread is when you take it out of a hot cast iron out of the oven, and you can hear, put that bread down, hear it sizzling a little bit, and here's that butter topping. Just melt some butter in the microwave, you just pour it over top. Then we'll go ahead and put this in the oven for half an hour, 375. I'll see you then. Alright, now I got the half beer bread rest in the background. I have this mead. I did make this mead quite a while ago, pre-COVID. A long time ago made this, so I forget what it really tastes like. Not bad. What we're going to pour out 12 ounces. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to take another one in my bag. Dump it in here. Get some sugar. I'm going to go with about an 1/8 cup, since it is made with honey. And then go ahead and pour that in there. That way we'll try mead. This was a good idea. I've never really even thought about trying to make beer bread with anything other than beer. I'm curious how it's gonna taste out. Same with it, mix it up. Now you can see, just like a beer bread, it's the mead bread. Hear that little hiss. Gonna get the butter drizzle. Maybe the skillet's a little hotter this time. Once again, half an hour in the oven, 375, and I'll see you then. I got that guy out. You can see how much taller that guy is than the other one. So this is the mead bread. Now we're gonna do something a little bit different. I know with the other one that I've just used the packets and the alcohol. And this one, I have the Kentucky Bourbon Ale. And with the Kentucky Bourbon Ale, I really want to bring out like that bourbon kind of flavoring. To put my flour and everything in there. And then what I'm going to do is, I got some smoked paprika. I got some onion powder. Get out my, do like half a teaspoon. that guy out. Do half a teaspoon smoked paprika, half a teaspoon of onion, and we'll also do half a teaspoon pepper. And we'll use good old Bucky to open up the beer here. Kind of get those spices mixed around, create a little cavity here. Yeah, Kentucky bourbon barrel ales, definitely one of my favorites when I'm drinking a heavier beer like that. Besides that, before I mix all this in, I made some bacon, and I had all the grease drip on there, so I'm going to get the bacon and the grease to kind of get that bourbon barrel bacon kind of thing going on there. Get that good and mixed in. You can already tell this is coming out. This is going to be the darkest one. The Pabst one, is, kind of darker. The Mead one's been the lightest. The Pabst one's been a little bit darker. And this is already coming out to look much, much darker. Although we'll see how it looks after it bakes. Got our skillet out here. Same thing. I get that. Well, I'm gonna get that one good mixed around. I did the other ones. I'll mix that in a little bit. Here we get every bit of it. That one. That guy out. You can see right there. It definitely has a very hearty smell to it. And this leads us up to our last one, the cider, which is the one I'm kind of most looking forward to. Because this is just going to be first. And you notice I got a bigger bowl this time. Because see, in my mind, when I started thinking about this, I started thinking, what can I do to kind of amplify those flavors? So then that's when I got the cider, and of course with apples, I'm thinking apple pie. I'm gonna put some cinnamon in there. We got a dash of nutmeg. And then I'm not measuring this, I just decided last minute, put some little bit of pecans in there. And then I'm going to take some apple pie filling. I'm going to drain out most of it because we want most of our liquid to come from the beer. I guess we really can't drain out much of that. Pour the beer in there. The cider. We'll take that lid off. Now I'm still gonna put in. We'll make this full like dessert bread. Put in that sugar there. I'm gonna kind of take a knife, kind of dice it through there. Kind of cut up some of those apple pieces from the can. And also kind of use it to get all those apple slices out. I have a feeling this might take the longest to cook out of all of them. Especially because we're going straight up dessert with this. And then I'm going to get me a new spoon for this. Get all that, whoop, making a mess. When it's right on the screen, it's on. Okay. Yeah. Now we got the apple pie cider bread. This already weighs more than the other one. Hear that nice sizzle. We get all that goodness out in there. I mean, it is looking like bread. See, what I'm really hoping is like this be something that we go good with like vanilla ice cream or something like that. You look at that guy. It's definitely taking up the most space, but also had the most stuff to it. Just that cinnamon, apple-y smell coming off of it. That looks like something you could even have like in a restaurant. If you had like a family style or made it much smaller with some vanilla ice cream or something else. Then we're gonna let this cool off, and then we're gonna try all 4 of them. All right, we got no power down here, but we're still gonna finish the video here. So first, the PBR bread. Give me the same old beer bread I've been eating for decades. It's good. Not pretty much the same as I've had for a while. Next is the Mead bread. You do get some of that kind of sweetness, honey out to it, very dense. Maybe I should have cooked it just a little bit longer. I still really like that. Really good idea. I like getting fan suggestions, just like this video. Eric recommended to me that I try cooking with other things. I've always just used whatever beer I got on hand. Here's the bourbon barrel, which is just so good. You can kind of taste, the smoky paprika. You get the bacon, you get the bourbon barrel. It's like something you can have at a steakhouse or something before you get a bourbon or a steak or whatever. And then the last one down here, the cider bread that I put all the apple pie filling and everything in. And like I said, this would go great with like vanilla ice cream or something like that. This has been a fun experiment. And if you have any other recommendations, maybe we can even turn this into a series. What can you make bread with? Today I showed we can make bread with beer, mead, cider. And I kind of even wondered if we could even do like fruit wine, but that's going more in dessert territory like I took the cider today. But thank you for watching. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.